Hi guys, it's morning, I'm bored, I have tea. So, we're gonna talk about anxiety. I have anxiety, and it's not just, I know people have anxiety, but I have it as, up here. I'm on medication and stuff like that, but it still affects me, and I wanted to talk about it. As I said, I have tea. So, I know a lot of people out there get anxiety, and especially because it's back to school, I wanted to talk about that. It was disgusting. And maybe how to help others. So, for me, when I get it, it can be about things that are big or small, and especially big things like school, I get freaked out about because I don't know how my schedule is going to change and how things are gonna be, and I am a very planned person, so that doesn't help me, and I get this feeling in my stomach and my chest, and I just feel you know how people say they feel shook? I feel shaky all the time, and it's not fun. Well, so basically, and I know other people feel like that, especially about big things like this. So how do I handle it? How can we handle it? As anyone who's had it, what really helps me is talking about it or talking to other people about it. And I know if you have anxiety, that can be hard, so that's why I'm a screen. This actually really helps me talk about things because I'm not good at talking to people. I'm good at talking to my friends, my close friends, but if it's someone else, I can't do it. But anyways, talking to someone usually helps, talking it out. What the problem becomes is your anxiety is technically illogical. Well, I'm just letting that sink that in. So basically what that it doesn't come from a logical place. So sometimes when my friends use logic to get me out of it, it doesn't help. What helps is just being you're there, and maybe if you try yourself to come up with a schedule or a plan, or you have to accept that it's gonna happen, and luckily school or something, it's gonna happen, and you've survived it before, and you can survive it again, because you've done it before. And maybe this year, because all years get harder as it goes on, I know this year I'm really scared for a few of my classes, but we can get through it. We can. And if you know there's other people like you, sometimes you take solace in the fact that you're not going through this alone, and other people will be scared too, and we all have little anxiety problems. Sometimes getting your mind off the thing you're worried about really does help too. So what I do is listen to music. I try to do fun things with my friends. I write a lot. We'll get to that later because I want to talk about that. Sometimes walking somewhere helps. I'm not a very big exercisey person. Yeah, that's not happening. But I like to walk places, and because my friends live nearby, but they don't live too close, so I walk to them. And that helps me, just trying to get my mind off of things, as I said, like school. And then we get to all around anxiety, which sucks, because even if you're worried about big events or something, then you get it on a daily. I get most of my anxiety from talking to people or being around people, or when people are upset, mostly just people driven. If I'm always worried someone's going to judge me, and I'm always worried, even ordering food, I worry that, they're gonna think what I'm ordering is weird, or, I didn't eat enough of my food, they're gonna think that's weird because I asked for a box. But they deal with, what you have to realize when it comes to, stuff like that, is that, they deal with orders every day, and they're probably really tired, and they probably don't care too much. It's just, I've learned, and people will tell me, no one cares about you as much as you care about what you've done, which kind of sucks to think about, but it's true. And although it can lower, self-esteem and all that, it's you just gotta keep that in the back of your mind and believe that, which can be hard. Or you just have to learn to do the things that make you happy, because the problem with anxiety is sometimes it can lead you to not do things because you don't want to upset someone even though you want to be happy. And that's the most important thing, I think, in life, is we all should try to be happy. So, yeah. This video isn't really structured. I just need to talk about things, and I want to make it pseudo, for you guys. Another thing is, if you're talking, because I get anxiety even when I'm talking to friends or when I see a friend upset. And sometimes it's because I cause them to be upset, and I know that. One thing I've learned, and a thing my friend once told me, is you can only apologize once. And if you're like me, that's really hard, because you want to apologize all the time, just until they know that you're truly sorry, because you don't think they'll ever believe it. And usually they will. They will. You should only have to say you're sorry once. And if someone doesn't take it for that, then they don't respect or understand your feelings. And I only realized this was true after a lot of stuff went down a year ago. It was just a really bad friendship. Like, I kept apologizing, and it wasn't good. And I'll talk about that in another video, because I have another friend who went through something similar but worse, and I want to talk about it with them. And so what you can really do is, if it's someone you're close to, or you're worried your friends don't like you anymore, or you're worried that you just screwed up, is if they don't accept your apology, or you aren't truly sorry, which I know you probably are if you're like me, then they'll probably come back around, because it's, with people you're around a lot, you'll get into fights with them. It's gonna happen. I get into a lot of fights with my best friend. I consider her like a sister, and we fight a lot because we're both very stubborn people. But at the end of the day, I know that, I know that she cares about me, and I care about her, and we won't let things like that get in the way of our friendship. And you have to realize that, I guess, if you'll have friends as good as that. I know you, or if you don't now, and you don't have people, and if you have people who treat you bad and don't accept when you apologize, and you keep getting anxiety because you need them to like you, then you are not in a good relationship, and you are not in a good friendship, and you need to find a way to talk that out with them, even though I know it can be hard. But I just want you guys to know that if something like that is happening to you, it's not on you, which I know anxiety will make you think that is on you, and which sucks. It really sucks. And then we get to, this happened to me recently, that's why I wanted to talk about it. If I have a friend or a family member who's upset, I automatically think it's my fault, even though it's not, and I freak out, especially if they raise their voice. If someone raises their voice, I get so scared. I can't deal with negative emotions too well. Sadness is a bit easier, because it's like, oh, I can comfort them, get them friends, but if someone's genuinely, like, upset or angry, I get really scared. Not, like, for my life or anything. It's not like that. It's more like, oh God, like, they're upset, what can I do? How can I help? But I don't know. And I think you're not responsible for other people's emotions. And it takes me a while to realize that too. And you gotta let them cool down too, because we're all human and we're all prone to emotions. So if you get angry and then you're worried about your friends being upset, or your friend gets angry and you get upset, it's responsible for us to cool down and realize that, the other person will realize we're human too when we make mistakes. I'm sorry I keep taking drink breaks, but I just woke up, so my voice is hoarse. I know you can't tell, I just woke up because I make my bed obsessively. Yay. And then we go to how to I deal with anxiety or things, because as I said, I get a tight feeling in my stomach, and when it's all around, sure, realizing that, other people are going to be people, and, people won't hate you, yeah, that's all well and good, but sometimes it doesn't help, because it's a feeling that's going to be there. And although I go to therapy, I'm fine with saying that, out loud. I don't care. And I take medication. It's not too much, but I do. And that helps, sure, but I still get a tight feeling in my stomach, and I still get worried about things that I can't control, and I internalize a lot of things. So what I find really helps me there is if I can't do anything else, I need to write about it. Because sometimes I don't want to talk to people about it because I don't think they'll understand everything. And I know you probably feel like that too. And sometimes when you start talking, you realize people understand more than you think you do. Oh, excuse me. And sometimes you just learn that you need to find some other way to deal with it. For me, I have to deal with things head on, so I write about it, or I write a lot. I write about who I wish I could be, and people where things that I'm worried about are just accepted, and having characters or people like that helps. Or I play Dungeons and Dragons, and that helps because I play a character who doesn't care what people think about her and just wants to make everyone happy and doesn't really understand social things, and I love her, and playing a character like that helps me feel more confident and become more outgoing. Or sometimes when nothing, just facing it head on doesn't work, just finding music and finding comfort. And to me, it's people who sing about problems that are close to mine. And that can be so helpful. And I don't know what that was. So if you heard a beeping, we're all gonna die. Anyways, I don't know if this helped because I don't know what you are going through. And I know how I feel about anxiety. Anxiety isn't the same for everyone, but it sucks. And I know school is coming up and we gotta find a way to get through it, all of us. So that was kind of my tea on anxiety. It doesn't feel the same for every person. It can feel awful. You can feel awful because of it. And sometimes people won't get that it's kind of illogical. And I know saying that part of you is illogical sucks, but the second you realize it, and that you realize the feelings you have are illogical, it's good. Because the other people around you will think that it's an illogical reaction, probably try to give you a logical solution. But sometimes that doesn't work. And when it doesn't work, we have to find other things we can do, and we have to go through methods other than maybe just talking it out or logically reasoning through it to help us. And it's okay. And you're gonna be okay. So, I hope that helped in some way. It helped me just to talk about it. Thank you guys for watching. Sorry the video is so long. It's probably because of the tea breaks. Bye.